Hello children, welcome to 9th English class. Children, in the last class we were learning about the lesson called Whatever We Do. Isn't it children? There we have seen the manner of our speaking, how we can deliver a manner or how we can speak in a better way. That we are going to be learn in this lesson, where we have seen that where the writer will give different incident. While giving a different incident, he tells us that along with our action, the word that we use to speak, that should be matched, and also along with the word which we speak, in that we have to match the action, so that word and action should go together to convey the meaning in a better manner, so that he has given different incident. Then we have seen that even that he tells that how doctors should be treated. Doctor usually they will treat us in a good manner. He tells us that not only that a good treatment is required. Along with that, the doctor when he deliver a treatment to us, he should be a good speaker. Speaker in the sense the word which the doctor use, that should be so soft and sweet, so that it should bring a courage in the heart of a patient. That is what he was telling. And continuation we are learning that in page number 76. Another incident he will tell us that how the situation makes us to bring the better manner in our life. That is, on a certain occasion, I hailed on a auto rickshaw and I said city hospital. So here he says the situation where once he want to catch a rickshaw to go for a city hospital. So he just stopped the auto rickshaw and he just said city hospital. Okay. The auto man did not look at me, but simply down the meter. Well, it was clear indication that he was willing to take me my destination. But wouldn't it have been much better if he said yes, sir? So here writer expect that when he stopped the rickshaw came and stood in front of him. Okay, and when the rickshaw stood, writer was expecting that he will tell something, but he did not say anything. He just down the meter. What do you mean by downing the meter? Downing the meter in the sense the meter start on running. So when he downed the meter, it was clear that okay, he was ready to take me to the place where I go. So he sit inside the rickshaw and he will go. In mind he will think that instead of just downing the meter, he could have answered me, yes, come in, or else I will take you. Such gesture or such expectation that writer will keep in mind. Okay, but wouldn't have been much better if he said yes sir, please go, please get in, or simply said come. At least he was expecting that instead of telling come in, please sit, at least he could have tell me that come. The least he could have done was make a gesture with his face or hand. At least if not called me, at least you could have seen my face and make a gesture of what, like this, come in, sit, no need to speak. At least nodding your head or just making your eyes movement, it is just enough me to welcome inside the rickshaw. He even not did that. Okay. On another occasion, I called an auto and said Central Market. So he will remember a same incident, one more auto incident, where he will compare his first experience with rickshaw with second incident. Okay. On other occasion, I called an auto and said Central Market. He said, sorry sir, it's a time for me to hand over auto rickshaw. And saying so, he hailed another auto and asked, Guru, Central Market. That man agreed and got in. This shows can say no also in the most pleasant way. See, another time he wanted to go for a central market. Here writer, he wanted to go for a central market. So again he has stopped the rickshaw. That time that rickshaw man said that, he stopped the rickshaw and he said that, see, sorry sir, it is time for me to hand over the rickshaw. Hand over rickshaw in the sense, see, as we are living in rented house, right children, all of may not have our own house, we of us will live in a rented house, right? Like that only. Few were having their own rickshaw, they make a loan and they took a auto rickshaw and they will ride. And few what they will do, they will take a rickshaw for rent. Rent in the sense, today morning you will take rickshaw at 8 o'clock and night at 8 o'clock again you have to submit the rickshaw. In that duration is there, no, morning 8 to night 8, that is a rent period. So that you can ride the rickshaw. In return you will give some amount to the rickshaw owner, one who owns that rickshaw. As a rent we give to our home, we have to give rent to the rickshaw owner. So here that auto rickshaw man will say is that it is already time up, okay. I have to give the auto rickshaw to the, or I have to give it, hand over the auto rickshaw. So it means that he cannot come to central market. In courtesy what he will do, he will stop another rickshaw. That auto rickshaw man, he will stop another rickshaw and he will say that, Guru, central market. In the sense, will you go to central market along with this passenger? He will ask. And that rickshaw man was ready to take him to the central market. So he was get inside with another auto rickshaw and he will take him to the central market. Then the writer thinks that though he was not ready to come or he was not able to come with me, but he made a arrangement so that I can go, and there is a better way that he can say a no to me, right? That is a good manner, that he stopped and said that I can't come, okay. Instead of just he ignored and if he went, anybody will ask him no, but that is the mannerism that the auto rickshaw had followed. That is the way where the rider likes. See, he will compare where the first man didn't talk anything, whereas second man, where he was not ready to come, he was unable to come, but still he has given a good impression, that saying a no in a better manner, okay. Even a very ordinary thinking like giving alms to a beggar can be done in a better way. So he says that not only that, in everyday life we will give alms to a beggar. In the sense, somewhat remaining food or money we will give to a beggar, that we will give anyhow, right? But that giving should be given in a better manner. Here take this, we can say nicely and with some feeling. So when we give it to him, when we give some alms to him, that we can say in a good manner, okay. So here take this, we can say nicely and with some feeling. What do most people do? They refuse to look at the beggar. If he persists, they indicate that he should go ahead. So sometimes we are not able to give, right? So that what we will do, we will ignore or we may speak rude to them. So here writer says that if you want to give or if you are willing to give it in a good manner or say it in a good manner. If suppose a beggar forced you to give a alms, persist in the sense, if they force you to give, then refuse it in a good manner. Don't be so rude or rash to them. See, if he persists, who persists? Their beggar. If he persists, they indicate that they should go ahead. Some say munde hogappa or go further, okay, or some such things. Some don't say anything but try to shun the beggar by their body language. Few will say what? Go further, in the sense munde hogappa, or else what we will do? We will just ignore and we will avoid, or we will leave that particular place and we will go somewhere other place. So here you say that your body language, how you will avoid or how you will ignore that person, that could be in a better manner. And finally, when the giving become inevitable, they So in the sense, in such situation, they force us to give. Okay, unwillingly sometimes we will give to the beggar, and when we give that time also, at least give kindly, give heartfully. Don't give like you are taking a grudge on that person. Don't give such attitude. If we decided to give alms, should we not do such gracefully? So when we decided to give, though it is a willingly or unwillingly, when you decided to give, it should be pleasure, it should be kind. That is what here writer say. In Mumbai, they have a nice way of saying maaf karo or please excuse me. In the sense that when you don't have anything to give in Mumbai, how the people will refuse? Please excuse me or forgive me. It means that I don't have anything to give. It is a nice way of saying sorry, I am not able to give. Okay. See, isn't it, children? All such incidents that we come across, right? We may have experienced such situation, but we may not observe that what kind of a body language we use or what kind of the word we use to refuse them. Okay. We have a number of notice, instruction and order like no parking, no smoking, no admission, visitor cars are not allowed, and so on and so forth. Though these terms sound rather rough, so he says that usually we will get to see the terms like no parking, obviously we have seen, okay, no smoking, no admission, all such board we have seen around us. So he says that that word is bit rude and rash. Don't you think so? Why? Because true people are trying to be brief, because brevity in genuine need in a such public notice. But we have seen that at last, in case of smoking, people have made some innovation. Nowadays, they write thank you for not smoking. So see, instead of telling you in a commanding way, you can use a word in a requesting way or a thanking or a thankful manner, right? Because there are few language function, children, that we use like order, questioning, requesting, right, like that. Instead of you blame someone, you go in a polite manner or you request them. Okay, that is what, instead of giving a board like no smoking, I have seen a board like no thank you for not smoking. It sounds better, isn't it? Instead of ordering that don't smoke, you thank them for not smoking here, That makes them good, or that makes them to feel that not to smoke here, because before seeing only they have thanked us for a not smoking. So that mind or heart will melt somewhere. So he says that you thank before only. Okay. Next, can't we try to use better term in other case also? I am not suggesting that in every case we should say thank you for. We can think of innovative method to make our order, instruction and notice sound more politely. So he says that if you want to thank, if you want to say no, or if you want to refuse, you find some better or innovative way. Innovative in the sense, find something new. Innovative in the sense, find something new. So by using such words, you use some better word which can make listener happy. Okay. We can think of innovative method to make our order, instruction, notice sound more politely, more polished. Okay. In South India, some restaurants are famous for taste very often. Naturally, therefore, they have big rush and it is a problem for management. So he gave one such incident that when he has visited South India, then he has visited one restaurant. Okay, in restaurant that food is very tasty, so that it is obvious that there the crowd was so much. Crowd in the sense, people are eager to go for such kind of a restaurant. In such manner, when people are rushed there, it is difficult to manage them. In one such restaurant, I saw a board, "Don't sit here for a long time." How odd. So he says that I have seen in one hotel, so there is so rush, people are coming every moment, so that the place where the customer will sit, it is full of rush. So they have given a board that don't sit here for a long time. Don't you think it is a very rude, right? Who want to sit in restaurant for a long time? Correct? So while reading that board, he felt it is something bad, rude, that should not be used. Okay? So can they not say same thing in a better word? Correct. Meaning is correct. They wanted to tell that don't sit here simply. In the sense without any verb, simply don't sit here. Instead of that, one who are hungry, they can come and sit and they can have their food. That is what they wanted to tell. But you could have tell that in a better manner or a smooth or polished manner, so that the customer can understand the difficulties of other. But the way which you have board there, that is a odd or a rude one. Okay. Then he says that same in South India, we have seen in one of the another restaurant, there we have observed that luckily I saw in another place a board, "Please make room for a waiting customer." So another hotel, you notice that the same meaning they have conveyed in different manner. How it was, "Please make room for waiting customer." So he says that it means that please give a place for those one who are waiting. Correct? In yet another place, I saw noticed which read, "Kindly make room for waiting friend." So even he has given that. Okay? It is our practice to be brief while sending telegram. Here again the reason is brevity. We want to save words in order to cut cost. So if some want to request his brother to receive him at the station, he might send telegram somewhat like this. So he says that, see, in nowadays we have WhatsApp, Instagram, many such communication way where we can convey our message quickly, briefly, longly, or any way we can convey our message. So in past they used to send telegram. So that telegram, how long it should be, that long the cost they will take. So they wanted to convey the message in a short way, and the word which they use to convey the message in a telegram, it should be very short, so that the cost will also very less. So he observed one of the such telegram where one passenger has written to his brother to receive him on a railway station. That is what the message he wanted to convey. So that what he have written, see, "Reaching Mumbai Thursday, then Shatabdi meet station." See, he just wanted to tell that Thursday I am coming in Shatabdi ride. So just come and pick me. That he wanted to tell. See, what indirectly has written, "Reaching Mumbai Thursday, Shatabdi meet station." Correct? It doesn't convey any meaning, but he just wanted to convey the meaning. Now just for the sake of one single word, the telegram has become totally devoid. Devoid in the sense, in that letter there is a no word like please, will you, no such formality, only it is like become a order. Devoid in the sense lack of courtesy or lack of a respect. What could be additional cost of adding please? So he says that there you have written such a big sentence. Okay, in that sentence, if you going to be add please, whether it was going to be lose anything, or whether for the word please, whether they are going to be add few more money, no, it is same. When cost is same, when you are adding please, or if you are not adding a please also cost is same, then why didn't you add please? Right? The please is a magical word, isn't it? He was asking why he didn't add please. Nowadays, telegram has become relegated to the background due to coming of a telephone and internet. He tells that because of the phone, internet, now the telegram has become disappeared. But having solved the issues of courtesy, he says that though telegram has been disappeared, but whether we are using courtesy in our communication, don't we see people ask, who is this? Instead of saying, may I know who is calling? In certain book of communication, I found very interesting method of asking who is calling. If you call Mr. Patel in office, his secretary will receive call, and before connecting Mr. Patel, she want to know who is caller is so that she can inform the same to the Mr. Patel. So he says that even we will observe that if we call someone, right, instead of that person, if somebody else receive the call, right, they will ask us who we are on the line, correct? Or if we receive the call, we will ask who is on the line, who are talking, right, with whom you want to talk. Like that we will do the inquiry. So the inquiry will come in a both sides, right? So he will give such incident that in one of the office, Mr. Patel office, when I call Mr. Patel, his secretary will receive the call and she will ask in a such a way where she can convey the message to Mr. Patel that who was on the line. At the same time, when she received the call, she made me so pleasure, okay, so that I can give my information to her. What the word that she used? See. She can inform the same to Mr. Patel. What does the secretary say? Then what kind of the word that she used there? She does not say who is this. She won't use this. She won't use the word who is this. Or even may I know who is calling. This is always commonly used, right? May I know who is calling? Please. She say, can I tell Mr. Patel who is calling, please? So or else she will tell that, can I tell Mr. Patel who is calling? So it means that please you tell me your name so that I can tell the Mr. Patel. So nice word, right, isn't it? Can I tell Patel who is calling? The idea is this, you want to talk to Mr. Patel. I don't wish to know who are you, but I must tell the Patel who is calling. She don't want to know that who we are. She don't wanted to know anything about her, right? But she want to tell Mr. Patel that who want to talk to him. That is why you please tell me your name. Therefore, I am requesting you to tell me who are you. Correct? That is a good mannerism that we can use. Consider how we respond when someone says thank you to us. In olden days, people used to say, don't mention it. Later, people started using the phrase, it's alright. Nowadays, people say, you are welcome or simply welcome. In those days, what we are telling for a thank you, welcome, it's okay, don't mention not, all such word we are using. Nowadays, people say, you are welcome or simply welcome. It has become very short. From long to it has become short and very short. One method of our improving our communication with others is to put you before I as for possible. Consider some words like union, united, building, guiding, thirsty, communication and so on. In these words, the letter U comes before the letter I. This indicates to us that we should try to put you, that is to other person before I. I wish to thank you, someone, for nice party I can say. Your party was so enjoyable, I thank you. Another instance, your letter made me very happy. So children, the difference between you and I here, writer says that you and I. Okay. So remember that whenever we like to thank someone, okay, that time we have to use these you. first. You, yours, that should be come first. Then I should be stand next, because we are thanking for this person for the gratitude. That is what the writer says, that I like to thank you, or your party was very enjoyable, right? And I thank you. Another instance, your letter made me very happy, or your presence make me very happy. All such kind we can use to express our gratitude. Okay, next, it may be noticed that there is no limit to improvement we can make in our action or speech, nor can we say that a particular action or a form of a speech is best. This is a formula. What is the best may depend on an occasion, and it may be possible to continuously make improvement. The whole idea is to be aware of a need and importance of doing and saying things better and better. So here writer says that whenever you are doing or whatever you are doing, try to do it in a better manner. Okay, as I told in the beginning, today we are doing something, okay, and tomorrow we think that it could be better, and today we can do better than yesterday. That will come to our mind. Okay, that is common in all human beings. So he says that correct whatever words you are using to give a thank or to welcome anyone or to convey your message or convey your gratitude, that could be in a better manner, and use a word of a action which can convey your meaning, words so meaningfully and politely. Okay, that is what the writer wanted to tell in this lesson. I like this lesson very much because so meaningful, because all this incident every one of us may come across, right? And we may not observe few of the things what the writer said here, right? If suppose we observe, or else if suppose we are going to come across such incident in our life, try to correct the mistake which we have done. Okay, that is what the intention of this lesson, children. I hope you will read the lesson and you will get the meaning of a difficult word. Okay, children, I will meet you in the class. Till then, read well and take care.